During the recent visit of His Royal Highness Prince Sultan bin Salman bin AbdulAziz Al Saud to South Africa, in an exclusive interview, I talked to His Royal Highness about cooperation between Saudi Arabia and South Africa in the tourism sector. But first, the purpose of this visit.
Well, my visit to South Africa is really to solidify and to move forward with a great partnership that Saudi Arabia and South Africa are forming. The President's visit, President Zuma's visit to Saudi Arabia a few months ago was a very successful visit. I come with a clear direction from my leadership, King Salman, that South Africa is a major partner of Saudi, a major friend of Saudi. And in the domain where I serve, tourism today and national heritage, both countries, is becoming a huge industry to create jobs, to create added value to the economy. In South Africa, you're almost 9% of the economy emanates from tourism. Such a beautiful country. So I come here to further solidify the agreement and to activate the agreements we've signed with South Africa. Today we had excellent meetings. You call them hectic, I would really say enjoyable. We worked hard, but really it was a very enjoyable day. The setting, the issues we discussed, we already today went beyond the agreement that we signed. I think the agreement is about 5 times larger as of today than we had before. So I also, here in South Africa, with our ambassador and our team, looking at the other things that Saudi Arabia will be doing in South Africa. Our National Investment Fund is already committed to come to South Africa and invest. We will be investing in South Africa in the sense of sending also people from our universities to learn from the management experience of tourism here. We spoke today about bringing our national heritage antiquities exhibition that's been touring the world to launch in Africa from South Africa. We spoke about a joint venture in archaeology. Arabia, as you know, where Saudi Arabia is today, still is the hub of world cultures and civilizations. And we are very much interested in human migrations, for instance. The human migration factor going through Arabia and then emanating from Arabia to the Euro-Asian zones is very critical for us. So the science base here in South Africa is very strong and very deep. And we want to bring in South African expertise from the universities here who can help us and work with us literally in exploring. We have more than 30 countries working with us in Saudi today, exploring the antiquities and bringing things from the ground to look at the evidence of Arabia being literally in the past rivers and savannas. We're finding amazing human bones, animal bones going back hundreds of thousands of years in our country. Before desertification, the desertification came and literally dried the lakes. So we're finding, elephant tusks at 2.5 meters long. We're finding amazing animal life that perished in a moment. We're very interested in a lot of the science that is done here. South Africa is a great country. I myself, like we spoke before, had the first exposure. I think I had the best first exposure ever to any country by being in Saudi Arabia and being exposed to President Mandela, a man that I've learned and since literally followed and read everything that he's written. I followed the South African experience. You were there in 1994. I was one of the people that were in the party that was touring with him and enjoying time and showing him, President Mandela, that is, what's happening in Saudi Arabia, the unification experience of Saudi Arabia, the tribal issues. He was interested in everything. He was asking the right questions, and he saw all the institutions that were at work. He stayed for, I think, 10 days or 2 weeks or something like that. And can you imagine being with Nelson Mandela close up in the desert, especially the desert night. I remember sitting next to him and we were just enjoying the conversation and the level of wisdom you can get from people that have transformed. Nelson Mandela didn't transform South Africa only. I think he transformed world thinking in terms of leadership and in terms of sacrifice and in terms of nation building. So I have been a follower of the South African experience, really. I read a lot and I follow the politics here even. And very much, optimistic that this country is moving forward. stabilizing. It's a great country in this continent, and we in Saudi Arabia very much treasure the relationship between the two countries, and we are determined to take them to the next level.